Can we talk real for a minute? School has enough pressure and stress and overwhelm and newness every year, every season, every test as it is. I want to help you today know how to manage school stress, whether it's the stress of being in a new school, a new grade, a new teacher, and getting ready for a test. But I want to teach you today how to stay chill when facing school stress. I'm your confidence coach, Trish Blackwell. Hit that subscribe button and buckle up. We got some good coaching to do. So the first thing I want to teach you is to understand what is happening, because when you don't understand that what you're feeling, that overwhelm, that anxiety, the self-doubt, that it's normal, it's very easy to feel overwhelmed, lost, intimidated, and isolated. Like you're the only one. And I've got good news for you. Everyone is feeling what you're feeling. It's a stress is a feeling. A feeling is simply a reverberation that vibrates through your body. It can pass and it doesn't have to dictate, or it's not a dictator or doesn't even present the truth to you always. But it can be an indication of something deeper. Resisting it makes it persist. When you say I'm not stressed or it's all good and you pretend it's all good, but it's not good, it will accentuate how you feel. So when you feel stressed, I want you to ask yourself a couple questions. One, what if nothing's actually gone wrong? What if everything's actually okay? What if the stress can be a positive thing because you're challenged rather than being intimidated by it? What if you say, wow, I'm grateful for it because it's making me pay attention to myself and to the thing I'm learning or studying or the social situation. It's normal to have different elements of school, whatever environment you're in, whether you're in elementary school, middle school, college, high school, grad school, or maybe you're a teacher and you're in the other side of it. It's normal and part of the human experience to feel stressed, to feel some overwhelm, to overthink. And what we do is we want to ask ourselves, why is this bothering me? And what's the problem here? And what if it's not a problem? What if it's just a feeling that passes? Because the reality is a lot of times if you just allow the feeling to be there, it will pass. If you resist it and pretend it's not happening, it's going to grow. It goes and does push-ups and becomes stronger. But when you see it and you say, hey, feeling, I see you. I see you. Thank you for the indication. Thank you for telling me you're on guard. I'm okay. Everything will be okay. And that's when you go to positive self-talk. But we can't just positive self-talk our way without acknowledging and understanding that the feeling is there. So I like to talk back to my stress, to tell it where to go. Hey, brain, thanks for telling me. Thanks for doing your job. Your brain's job is to protect you. So you can say, hey, brain, thanks for doing your job. Thanks for telling me that might be stressful. Today, prepare yourself. Be extra ready. Cool. That's it. Thanks, brain. Brain, you can relax now. I've got it from here. Or you feel that stress, you feel that overthinking social, or you're worried about a test and you just go, hey, stress, I'm going to personify you. Hey, thanks for telling me to be alert. You can go sit down now. You tell your stress where to go. Otherwise, it's going to settle into your body, give your stomach butterflies, make your heart go faster, and make you feel anxious. You don't have to carry the stress in your body. You have the power in your brain to tell your stress where to go. And you might be like, what, how? Well, it takes practice, but that's also what I coach on in the College of Confidence. So if you want more work on that, the link is below, collegeofconfidence.com. I would love to teach you how to do that. Use your stress to practice your mindset management. When you feel stress, whether it's social, whether it's about a test, whether it's about a new environment, that's not bad. It's not an indication that you're not ready to be and you're not prepared. It's just part of the human experience. And I want you to look at it as an opportunity to practice managing your mindset and to practice not comparing. So, hey, here's what's happening is human, it's normal, and it doesn't have to be a problem. In fact, it presents an opportunity. So number 2, now that we understand what's happening, we're going to talk about just briefly now understanding your full potential. In this whole coaching video, the next thing we're going to talk about is understanding what's in your control. So you got to know what's happening. You've got to then understand your full potential and then what's in your control. So here's what's about your full potential. You are a student, whatever age you are, that has a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is meaning that this is as smart as I am and this is as smart as I ever will be. And I just do, science proves that that is not how God wired us. You have the capacity, your brain has the capacity to keep growing and growing and growing and expanding. So when it feels hard, lean into it. Our personalities have the capacity to keep growing, adapting, and becoming better. It's that growth excitement that should excite you. So when you feel stress, look at it as a challenge or a reflection of your excitement to grow. It's not a measurement of your worth. It's not a giant test. It's just a way to improve. Another way to think about it is, remember this, with your full potential, your brain is capable of learning anything. Now, the tricky part is we start comparing our way of learning to someone else's or our speed of learning to someone else's, and therefore we think we have limitations. You have no limitations on your brain unless you put them there. It's also really important to understand your full potential, to visualize your mind as being a vault, practicing trusting yourself, trusting that that information is back there. I've worked with clients studying for big exams, but studying for the LSATs, being ready for Harvard Law School, a lot of high pressure academic scenarios. And when you learn how to trust that the information that you've learned is accessible, that you can teach your brain to go back, open up the files, dig in, grab the file, and bring it to your attention, that will give you self-trust and confidence in your intellect. Your intellect is fluid, it's always growing. That's what makes life so exciting. But we start with saying, my brain has the capacity to remember. I know it does. I'm gonna practice that, I'm gonna train it. And every time I go, oh, I've got a bad memory, or oh, I'm a bad test taker, every time I speak a negative thing over my potential, I'm sabotaging my brain's memory and my brain's ability, my brain's desire to work with me. And so by trusting your brain and by speaking truth and saying, you know what, my brain is amazing. God has made my brain incredible. I'm going to teach it how to find that information. I'm going to trust it. I'm going to do the work, but I'm also not going to panic and overthink. Another way to understand your full potential is remember that school does not measure your worth. It does not measure your worth. It merely gives you the opportunity to become a more developed version of yourself. At the end of the day, nobody actually cares about your GPA. 10 years out of college, your GPA doesn't matter. And I don't say that to tell you not to go. I want you to go for the best GPA average you could ever have. I want you to be a student of excellence because you want to be a person of excellence, not because you want to measure your worth by your grades. Okay, so third thing, now that you know why it's happening and the stress you feel is normal, it's part of the human experience, and then you understand your full potential, you know that you've got so much to grow, and the point of school or whatever stressful environment you are in is not a test, but it's rather the opportunity to develop into the person that you can become. It's how we become excellent in this world. And now I want to teach you just for a moment how to understand what's within your control. There's so much out of your control. Different social groups, different bullies, different types of teachers and tests and expectations and workloads and school expectations and extracurriculars and all of these things. But what isn't within your control? Some good stuff. Your preparation is entirely within your control. And that means not avoiding, not procrastinating, not overstudying, not understudying, not undersleeping, not like thinking, okay, if I study all night, then I'm going to be better. No. All you got to know that your body needs sleep too. Your brain needs to recharge. Not participating in stressful study groups or negative bashing groups about negative school talk or anything negative. You want life to be easier and school to be easier? Don't go down a negativity rabbit hole. Don't even make a negative complaint like, school sucks. You want to guard your thoughts. You want everything you think about school to be good and exciting and all about growth. Because if you think about it negative, it will be a negative experience for you, and it makes it 10 times harder. So your willingness to ask for help is within your control. Ask for support, ask for a tutor, ask for extra attention. Your breath work, managing your stress by doing some deep inhales And exhales and pushing all the stress away. You can check my YouTube archives for some videos on how to manage your stress and have more confidence using some of these techniques. Your journaling, making sure you have a journal where you're writing down daily affirmations and detoxing your thoughts and reminding yourself that God has given you a sound mind and you are capable of learning anything and that you are here to grow, not to be measured. Your worth is, there's not so much pressure here. We put so much undue pressure on ourselves and there's no need. Your go-to, your goal to what are you putting in your brain? What are you surrounding yourself with? That's going to be a reflected in how you feel. Your perspective, because it's important. Practice living in this beautiful place of in-betweenness. So yes, this is a really important test, but it's also not that important. So that I'm going to apply myself, I'm going to go all in, I'm going to do this with excellence, but it's not going to determine my entire life. It's not going to be, because sometimes we feel the stress because it's self-induced, because we've made it be way more important than it ever needed to be. So we want to find a place of neutrality where the entire goal for you to be successful in school is to show up, turn your brain on, and let it soak up everything it can. Do your best to grow that and let it bloom. And every way it blooms is beautiful. It's not a, did I fail, did I pass? It's a, did I grow? And when you are growing and there's no actual finish line, well, that takes a lot of the pressure away. Now, you still want to finish. You still want it to be excellent. You still want to bloom. So you still need to show up. You need to be serious. You need to do the work. You need to guard your mind. You need to have a good attitude. You need to ask for help. All of that's there. But it's not as heavy as we make it to be. So be kind to yourself. That's my way of saying, be kind, stress less. It's a choice. Stress is a choice. It's experience that we all feel. It's an emotion, but to be stressed and to live stressed and to think stressed is a choice, because that feeling of stress can pass. It's an invitation to growth. It's not a declaration that you're not ready or an indication that you're not enough. You are enough. You're capable of anything, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way. Please comment below if this video was helpful and it makes you feel encouraged about wherever you are in your educational journey, whether you are starting a new school, starting a new grade, getting ready for a big test. I want you to know you have everything that you already need. Your brain has so much more power than you even can imagine. It's time to trust yourself, tap into that, and just get excited about learning. To go deeper, you can get some free coaching from me, as always, anywhere you listen to podcasts on the Confidence Podcast, or come take my free class, How to Have More Confidence. You can sign up and get instant access at trishblackwell.com/free class. I'll see you there.